a cylindrical can of internal diameter 21 centimeter. So they have given you for cylinder diameter is given 21 centimeter. So from here we can get a radius 21 upon 2. Now it contains water, a solid sphere whose diameter is 10.5. Now for a sphere, diameter is 10.5. So if we take half of it, we will get radius of a sphere as 21 upon 4. So this is the radius of the sphere. Now this sphere is lowered into the can. The sphere is completely immersed in water and you have to calculate the rise in water level. Now first of all, you try to understand this diagram. We have a cylindrical container like this, and this container is having some water in it. Now let us consider the level of the water be here. So this container is having some water in the and now a sphere is lowered in it. Now when we will immerse a sphere in this container, what we will notice that the level of the water will rise in the container. The level of water will rise in the container. So here this was the initial level, and now let the water level rise. So this is the rise in the water level, this much. The sphere is completely immersed. The question says you have to find this rise in water level. So let this rise in water level be h. Okay. Now first of all, we will find how much volume of water will be displaced. Now here you see that the level of the water is rising. That means water is being displaced because of this sphere. So you can say volume of water displaced, volume of water displaced is equal to volume of the sphere, and volume of the sphere will be 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, now we have got the volume of water displaced. Now as you can see in the diagram, the displaced water here, it is taking the shape of a cylinder. See here, ये water जो displace हुआ है, that water is taking the shape of a cylinder. So if I ask you in terms of cylinder, how much volume of water has displaced, so you can say this volume of water displaced will be equal to, you can see ये जो displaced water है ये किसका shape ले रहा है, cylinder का. So it will be equal to pi r square h. सिलेंडर के वॉल्यूम का फॉर्मूला यूज़ कर दीजिए, क्योंकि ये जो वाटर डिस्प्लेस हुआ है इसने शेप किसका लिया है, सिलेंडर का. तो सिलेंडर के वॉल्यूम का फॉर्मूला यूज़ कर दीजिए. और यहाँ पे ये h क्या है, हाइट थ्रू विच वाटर हैज़ डिस्प्लेस्ड. यही हाइट हमें फाइंड करनी है. नाउ लेट्स सब्स्टिट्यूट द वैल्यूज हियर. So here when we will substitute the values, it will be 4 by 3. On the left side we need radius of the sphere, that is 21 by 4. On the right side, the radius of cylinder, it's 21 by 2. And this height you have to find. Okay, here you can see 2 2s are 4, this will cancel out, this 4 will also cancel out, 3 will reduce this 7 times. So height through which the water level rises is 7 by 4, that is 1.75 centimeter. This is clear to you now? Now the question says that marbles of diameter 1.4 centimeter are dropped into a beaker which is cylindrical in shape containing some water and are fully submerged. The diameter of the beaker is given 7 centimeter. Find how many marbles have been dropped in it if the water rises by 5.6 centimeter. So first of all, you can see diameter of the marbles are given, and marbles will be spherical in shape. So you can say for marbles which are spherical in shape, diameter is given as 1.4 centimeter. So from here you can get the radius. It will be half of it, 0.7 centimeter. That is the radius. Now for diameter of the beaker which is cylindrical in shape. So for cylinder we have been given diameter as 7 centimeter. So from here we can get a radius of the cylinder as 7 by 2 centimeter. Okay. So this 0.7 can be written as 7 by 10. So we have got radius of the marble, we have got the radius of the cylinder. Now according to the question, this cylinder, it is having water initially up to a certain height which is not known to us. Let this be the height. So it is containing water up to this height. Now few marbles have been dropped in it. Now let us consider that n marbles have been dropped in it. N marbles. Now because of these n marbles, the water level rises from, this is the initial position, water level rises up to this position. So this is the volume of water displaced, and the height of the water displaced is given as 5.6 centimeter. So now according to the question, because of these n marbles, water is displaced. So you can say volume of these n marbles will be equal to the volume of the water displaced. So we can say volume of n marbles is equal to volume of water displaced, right? So volume of n marbles. Now marbles are spherical in shape. So volume of one marble will be 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is volume of one marble, and we have considered that there are n marbles. So into n will give you volume of n marbles. Now because of these n marbles, water is displaced. Now this displaced water, as you can see in the diagram, is taking a shape of a cylinder. So volume of water displaced will be in shape of a cylinder. So you can use the formula for cylinder, pi r square h. And remember here h is the height of the water displaced, because we are taking only this much portion. So height of this portion is 5.6. Now first of all you can cancel out pi, then you have 4 upon 3. Now the radius of marbles, and the radius of marble is 7 by 10. So 7 by 10, 7 by 10 into n. Here we have the radius of water displaced. Water is taking the shape of cylinder. So you will take the radius of cylinder, that is 7 by 2. And then the height through which the water is displaced, that is 5.6. So here when you simplify it, you can see, you can cancel out these terms, and now you can do the cross multiplication. So n will be equal to 5.6 into 3 into 1000 upon this will give you 2 to 4 into 4 into 7. Now let us simplify this. You remove the decimal, you will get it upon 10, this one. So this will give you 7 4 28, 28 2s are 56. Then this will give you 2 2s are, this will cancel out, 2 will reduce 100 by 50, so this will give you 150 marbles. N was representing the number of marbles, so the question says you have to find out how many marbles have been dropped in it. So you can say 150 marbles have been dropped. So this is clear to you now? Okay, now see, the question says the surface area of a solid metallic sphere is given to you, and then it is melted and recast into right circular cones of radius 2.5 and height 8 centimeter. First of all, we need to calculate the radius of a sphere. Now the surface area of a sphere is given. So surface area of a sphere is given as 1256. Now we have the formula for surface area, and the formula for the surface area is 4 pi r square. So equating it with 4 pi r square, value for pi is given 3.14. So it's 3.14. R square is equal to 1256. So here R square will be equal to 1256 upon 4 into 3.14. So R square is equal to 1256. You remove the decimal upon 4 into 314. Now 314 multiplied by 4 will give us 1256. This will cancel out. So R square is equal to 100. So radius will be equal to 10 centimeter. So the first part says you have to find the radius of the sphere. So radius of a sphere is 10. The second part says you have to find the number of cones recast. Now let us consider that n cones are recast. So let number of cones recast now these n cones are being recast from the solid sphere. So you can say volume of n cones will be equal to volume of sphere. So volume of n cones, first of all we will write the formula for volume of one cone. So that will be 1 upon 3 pi r square h, and then into n, because this 1 by 3 pi r square h is representing volume of one cone, and we have considered that there are n cones, so into n. And on the right side, volume of a sphere 4 by 3 pi r cube. Before substituting the values, pi by 3 can be cancelled out. Now substitute the values. On the left side we have to put radius of cone. So radius of cone is 2.5. So we have 2.5 into 2.5. Then the height of cone is 8 into n. On the right side we have 4 into radius of sphere, which is 10. So from here n is equal to 4 into 1000 upon 2.5 into 2.5 into 8. Now let's solve this. Remove the decimals, so you can increase by 100 here. 25 into 25 into 8. So 25 will reduce this one 4 times, 25 will reduce this 40 times, 8 will reduce this 5 times, so n is equal to, so we have n is equal to 16 into 5, that is 80 mul. So that means 80 cones will be recasted.